purpose of our contestants that may be new. The contest master will allow you to speak so that you can check your mic and also your webcam framing before that timing begins. All judges have also been advised to not consider the timing of the speeches in their ranking. There is also a secret tie-breaking judge should there be a tie at the end of the contest. Contestants, once the test speaker would have completed their presentation, will have 5 minutes to prepare their presentation for the evaluations contest. Once that speaker is finished and the 5 minutes has expired, contestant number 1 will be allowed in the room. The remaining speakers will be in a holding room supervised by the contest sergeant at arms. With that being said, Mr. Contest Master, let the contest begin.
Thank you for providing us once again with the rules, distinguished Toastmaster Burrows. So the contestants have already drawn their speaking positions, and I think that the names will also be displayed for the purpose of our judges. But speaking first would be Toastmaster Charlie Thompson. Speaking second will be Toastmaster Orly Dean. And speaking third will be Toastmaster Daniel Jones. One more time, speaking first, Toastmaster Charlie Thompson. Second, Toastmaster Orly Dean. And third, Toastmaster Daniel Johnson. Next, we will have a test speaker who will present a 5 to 7 minute speech that all contestants will be evaluating. When the speaker finishes her speech, the sergeant-at-arms will escort all contestants into a virtual breakout room where they will have only 5 minutes to complete their evaluation with their webcam on. Emphasis, with their webcam on. At the end of the 5 minutes, each speaker will cease note-taking and have their hands visible to the sergeant-at-arms for the remainder of the time. The first speaker will be allowed back into the room, and there will be 1 minute of silence between each contestant so that the judges will be able to mark their ballot. Once again, timer, are you ready? All right, wonderful. I see a thumbs up from the timer. So at this time, I will welcome our test speaker. Test speaker, are you present? Toastmaster Tisha Smith.
Just one moment.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, I am.
Okay, good stuff. So we can hear you and you are good with your webcam framing. So let's get started. Toastmaster Tisha Smith, the absolute best defense. The absolute best defense, Toastmaster Tisha Smith.
He wants me to do what? They can be my parents, grandparents even. Oh no, that's not happening. Principal Culmer, I'm sorry, I will have to turn down that head of department position this year. Yes, thank you for understanding. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, do you often try to explain away why you couldn't, shouldn't, or just wouldn't do something? Your life just may be filled with excuse me moments. When an opportunity presents itself, armed with your list of excuses as to why you just can't do it, you hold up your imaginary church finger and you say, "Excuse me, please." Excuse after excuse after excuse. Then comes regret. Much like I had when I turned down the very opportunity that was needed to help me move up in my career. I like how IQ Matrix defines excuses. The article said, excuses are invented reasons we create to defend our behavior, to postpone taking action, or simply as a means of neglecting responsibility. Excuses are mainly a means of placing the blame of an internal problem on an external condition. Yes, we have many reasons why we make excuses, but some of them, again, are invented. Like self-doubt. When faced with new opportunities, we find 99 reasons why we just ain't the one to get the job done. What makes it worse is when we share our aspirations with the doubters in our circle that asks questions like, "Are you sure? Can you really do it?" So we say, "Excuse me, please." Perhaps, though, at the top of our list for making excuses is fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of embarrassment. Fear of responsibility. Fear of judgment. And all of these fears keep us trapped in the prison of our comfort zones where nothing good ever grows. So we say, "Excuse me, please." Toastmasters and guests, excuses prevents us from living our best lives. Let's overcome our excuse-making habits with the absolute best defense. Avoid comparisons. There's only one you. Everyone else is taken. There is something that you can do that no one else can do, quite like you. B, believe in your strengths. Use your strengths to make the best in any situation. D, develop your courage muscles by starting with small, manageable, realistic goals. Then stretch your muscles and take the bigger chances. You all know the temptations, right? My girl. Well, let me tell you about one of my high school mates, Elle Clark. She is a young Bahamian woman who is the founder of global I Am Queen magazine. She shared how for years she hindered her next level because she wanted to ensure that everything was perfect before she took on a task. But now she said she's doing it scared. Who thought that little Elle Clark from the Bahamas would be interviewing Otis, the last living original member of the Temptations, or appearing at the Stellar Awards show, or photographing her favorite R&B singer, Joe? Toastmasters and guests, like Elle, do it scared. Who knows where you will end up if you just seize the opportunities? I am like Elle. I'm doing it scared. I'm serving as the president of Leading Voices Toastmasters Club. I'm doing it scared. I am the Area 60 director. I'm doing it scared. I founded a girls mentoring program. I'm doing it scared. Don't live a life of regret. Don't live a life of stagnancy. Tell your excuse me making self, excuse me, because life must go on. Utilize the absolute best defense. Mr. Contest Chair.
Awesome presentation. Awesome presentation. Let's give some love to Toastmaster Smith using our virtual reaction icons. I'm sure we all enjoyed her presentation. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Tisha Smith. She's doing it scared. Area director, founder of a girls club, and also teacher. She is doing it scared. So thank you so much for sharing that part of your life with us. Now I'll welcome our interim Sergeant at Arms, who will be Toastmaster DTM Williams, and the contestants for our competition, Toastmaster Charlie Thompson, Toastmaster Orly Dean, and Toastmaster Daniel Jones, to make their way to our breakout room. Now, DTM Williams, I want you preferably to be the last, and you can give me an indication either via message or on the chat once all of our persons are there.
All contestants have been moved to the breakout room. I am joining them.
Wonderful. So, Mr. Timer, I want you to put 5 minutes on the clock for our contestants. And once that 5 minutes has elapsed, then you can inform us. All right, beautiful. Now I see our speaker is still here with us. So thank you so much for your presentation once again, Toastmaster Smith. I want you to share with the persons on the call, doing it scared. I love that line so much. What was your inspiration behind choosing that specific line for your specific presentation here today?
I know that where I've came from, I know that there are often times, as I would have shared, where I would shy away from doing things because of the fear. And so when prompted or when asked to do this, I thought that was the perfect opportunity to be an inspiration to others. That was my inspiration, just wanting to motivate other persons to do it scared.
Awesome, thank you. 1 minute, Toastmaster Smith. Mr. Timer, I see you have a hand up. Is that for us? Just checking. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Mr. Timer. Now, Toastmaster Smith, I heard you earlier said that you rejected the opportunity to become the head of department. Now, coming from a background of education too, before I moved over into nonprofit, I was a teacher for about between part-time, full-time, about 10 years. What is and what was teaching like for you?
It is a joy. It is being able to see, I'm currently at primary level right now, and being able to see the smiling faces on them every day. The moment I walk in the campus, I feel like a celebrity. Everyone wants to say hi to Mrs. Smith, and they have the widest smiles. Everyone wants to give me hugs because they feel that love, they feel that joy. I always say that children know good treatment, and where they know where they get that from. So to be able to pour into them and for them to be able to express that even outside of the classroom is what's the joy for me.
Awesome. So to our other teachers and professionals out there, I know that you said that you're a president, you're currently serving as area director. So that means that you would have spent some time in Toastmasters and you would have seen some of the benefits of Toastmasters. So to other professionals who may be in their specific work area, who may be thinking, you know what, maybe I can get some tools from Toastmasters. What would you say to these individuals who may be on the fence about joining Toastmasters?
Toastmasters is the place to be. I can tell you, and I often share. Well, recently I started telling the truth. When I started, sharing the full story about what my intentions were for Toastmasters, I was about to release a book, and I had immense fear for doing impromptu speeches. I knew that I would have to answer questions about it. So I said, I need Toastmasters. I came into the program and I thought, once I get this book launched, I'm out. After seeing how much growth I had, and it was actually Toastmasters that helped me also to be able to step up in the forefront and take those leadership positions, those roles, and not shy away from responsibility. There you have it. I began to see how the program works for me inside of Toastmasters and in my professional life. So you too can move up in your career if you take advantages of the gift that Toastmasters has to offer.
Yes, Toastmasters sure has a lot of gifts. I recall it one of my first meetings. One of the other Toastmasters at the time told us that you only get out of Toastmasters what you put in. And that's so true. I joined in 2012. So that makes me about 11 years in, but it's definitely been a journey for me. And I wish I could say my reason for joining Toastmasters is as pure as yours. But if anyone here knows me and you know the reason why I came to Toastmasters, I told myself that I would never come last in a speech competition again. I could come second, I could come third, I could come fourth, but I ain't coming last. So Toastmasters has definitely been a journey. But I want to ask you one more question. This should probably take us to the 5-minute mark because I don't want to go over time because I want to make sure that we have our contestants back in time. But what would you say are some of the challenges that you have with Toastmasters as you were going along this journey?
I would say just time management, because where you would want to do everything that you can. If you're one that likes to serve and believe that the more you serve, the more you grow, you can find that it may become time consuming if you allow it. So just the time management part of it, I would say is the biggest challenge.
There you have it. Thank you so much once again, Toastmaster Tisha Smith, our area director. Thank you for contributing to this year's competition.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Mr. Timer, where are we at now?
Time is up. TTM.
Time is up. Wonderful. So can we have DTM Williams?
Right here. I'll
Awesome,
make sure I
here.
move them in. Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
One
So we can have our first evaluator, Toastmaster Charlie Thompson.
One moment as she begins to enter.
I see we have our first contestant in the room, Toastmaster Charlie Thompson. Can you provide us with the mic check, Toastmaster Thompson?
Good evening, everyone. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Okay, wonderful. We can hear you. Are you okay with your webcam framing?
Yes, I am.
Beautiful. So we can hear you. You're okay with your webcam framing. Would you like to pin the timer?
Okay.
Mr. Timer, just announce yourself so you pop up at the top of the screen.
I've pinned him.
Okay.
Wonderful. So since we have all of those checks in place, I'll now welcome you, Toastmaster Charlie Thompson. Toastmaster Charlie Thompson.
I remember this quote that I heard a while back that said, "Fear is false evidence appearing real." And I'm sure that many of us have been crippled by fear in the past, and we've allowed excuses to keep us in our comfort zones. However, tonight, T.M. Smith showed us how we can find the absolute best defense for our excuses. T.M. Smith, I believe you did an exceptional job showcasing why we should stop making excuses and go after what we truly want to do. Firstly, I'd love to commend you on your engaging introduction. I must be honest, I was at the edge of my seat as I watched you on the phone reenacting a story of your experience when you were given the opportunity to receive a promotion and you declined. I also would like to commend you for your great eye contact. You did not look down at all during your presentation. And as Toastmasters, we know that it is so important for us to be engaged with our audience by having great eye contact. And I believe you did an exceptional job at this. If there was anything that I would caution you on, it would be that you did not have a clear thesis statement during your introduction. So we were not able to see this particular point that you were going to bring up throughout your speech. We know that it's important for us to begin our speeches by saying what we're going to talk about, and then talk about what we said we're going to talk about, and then recap what we talked about. Also, I believe that you could have had a stronger conclusion. While I believe you did a great job with your conclusion, I would have loved to see another reenactment of the introduction, maybe even showing us the reversal of what you did in the introduction and being on the phone and saying, "Oh, wow, I would love to accept this promotion." It would have added a bit more flavor to your presentation. Also, you told us how you stopped making excuses. You're now the president of the Leading Voices Toastmasters Club, as well as an area director. And I would have loved to see some props, such as maybe a gavel, a Toastmasters pin, or something from the other organization that you mentioned to showcase your passion for what it is that you're doing. I believe that once you continue your great introductions, great eye contact, and work on having a greater thesis, as well as a conclusion and more props, you are well on your way to continuing to produce excellent speeches. And we all know that we will no longer use excuses, but we will go after our dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Charlie Thompson. May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots. Timer, you can give me a red signal at the 1 minute mark. Thank you, Mr. Timer. TTM Williams, we can allow in our second speaker, Toastmaster Orly Dean. All right, I see Orly. Can you hear me, Orly?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Jackson.
Awesome, thank you. Well, you provided us with the mic check just now, so we can hear you, and I'm sure others can hear you as well. Are you okay with your camera webcam framing?
Yes, I am.
Okay, awesome. You can now pin the timer.
Okay.
Mr. Timer, announce yourself.
He's pinned.
He's been wonderful. So we can hear you, we can see you well, and you can also see the timer. So let's get started. Toastmaster Orly Dean. Toastmaster Orly Dean.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Smith did a wonderful job, didn't she? From the voice variations, from speaking so loudly to slowing down her words, coming closer to the camera to make us feel the feelings she had. I'd also like to commend her hand gestures. She first started off somewhat closed, but initially she opened up, as we say, opened up to us more, moved around, even with the props. She brought in a cell phone and she spoke through it. Even though we saw a little text message, it wasn't a real call, but she did a very great job. She even had us very intrigued. She even brought in my favorite golden oldie group because who does that? And we also love your energy. You were so on point. You kept us in from the beginning you spoke to the complete ending. And I would really love to say that your enunciation on your words were very, very great. You also had one little bit of Bahamian Creole. You say y'all is, but that is completely okay because you smashed, you destroyed that speech. And I would love to hear from you plenty, plenty more times. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dean. May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots. Timer, you can give me a red signal at the 1 minute mark. Thank you, Mr. Timer. Now on to our final contestant for the evaluation competition, Toastmaster Daniel Jones. Toastmaster Daniel Jones, can I get a mic check, please?
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check.
Are you okay with your webcam frame?
Jesus Christ, I try to see. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Would you like to pin the timer?
I'm good. I can see the timer.
Okay, so we have a mic check. You're good with your webcam frame, and the timer is also visible. So let's begin. Toastmaster Daniel Jones. Toastmaster Daniel Jones.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to be the very best that no one ever was. And T.M. Smith, you surely was one of them. So, for this evaluation, I'm going to take you to your childhood for a moment. Pokemon. Of course, beneath this Pokemon card is the wonderful Pokemon that represents you very well. So, when it came to your speech, you're opening with the school analogy, talking about, and then how you tied it in to making excuses, regrets, and working in fear, it really blew my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a perfect example of getting into character. Now, when it came to your body language, I really admired how you were able to, no matter what situation you were speaking on, you were able to adjust using your speaking area, use and just interacting with not just us as audience members, but with your character personalities. It was awesome. It was animated. It truly was worthy of being a Pokemon trainer. Now, of course, let's get a bit dirty with it. Your body language was amazing. It really got us entwined every time you give us an example, like the church finger. Excuse me. No. But of course, body language ties in with vocal variety. You were passionate, you were fiery, and you really gave us that energy. But sometimes you had those moments where you had that soft liam, that soft passion. And you didn't get us low as that moment would basically call for. So if I was to challenge you, if you was to, when you present the speech again, don't be afraid to get a bit on that softer side. And of course, when you're giving your analogies and your stories, slow down a bit. Give us some more time to really get a feel for the moment what you're sharing. But of course, working in fair really touched home with me. Now, it's time for the big revelation. Your Pokemon character is the legendary Pokemon Moltres. Why? Because you had a passionate energy that really touched myself as well as the audience, and I truly enjoyed it. Like you said, working in fair, that's how it's done. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, Toastmaster Daniel Jones. Toastmasters and guests, that concludes our evaluation contest. May we have 2 minutes of silence while our judges mark their ballots. Judges, at the end of the 2-minute mark, please complete your ranking for the contestants. As a reminder, please print and sign at the bottom of your ballot. Make sure that you have someone clearly designated as first, second, and third. And then I want you to send those copies over to our ballot counter. Ballot counters, I want you to please remain into the room until you have received all ballots. Once that is done, you and the chief judge can then exit to the breakout room. Timer, you can also give your timing sheets to the chief judge. Simply take a photo and the chief judge will do as instructed during the briefing. So 2-minute mark, Mr. Timer. So our 2 minutes is up. Thank you for being so diligent, Mr. Timer. Mr. Technical Coordinator, I want you to let me know when our chief judge and our ballot counters are in the breakout room. Chief judge and ballot counter, you're now free to exit to the breakout room. All right, so it seems like we are all good right now. All our I's are dotted, all our T's are crossed. So we're good. So let's give a round of applause to our contestants. They did such a wonderful job in our evaluation contest. So let's show them some love through our reaction icons. It's not easy to be a part of this evaluation speech competition. It requires so much work, so much studying, so much prep, and the amount of anxiety that you feel on the day of the competition is so heavy. So I want to thank you for being a part of our competition. Now I see that we still have Toastmaster Charlie Thompson. Can you unmute your mic and turn on your webcam? Toastmaster Thompson, can you hear me? All right, we'll come back to Toastmaster Thompson. Toastmaster Orly Dean.
Hi, hello, I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us in this evaluation competition today. I just want you to share with us, just for a short while, what goes into preparation for preparing for an event such as this?
Plenty prayers. Plenty. A whole heap of prayers. But you have to have great storytelling. You have to be able to have great enunciation, even being able to captivate an audience, even though this is only 28 people. You have to prepare for a whole room of 500. So you have to come with your A game and mash up the place. So, and also practicing. You can practice in the mirror to make sure you don't stutter or even forget your lines. So I think that is the things that you have to go in for a competition or even just a speech by itself.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dean. You got to come and mash up the place, she said. I love that. I love that line. Do we have Toastmaster Thompson back as yet?
Yes, my apologies. I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you as well, Toastmaster Thompson. Now, Toastmaster Thompson, this isn't your first time competing. So I want you to tell us, what are some of the things that you learned along the way when it comes to speaking in competitions in general?
I think I learned that everyone's style is different. And it's good to switch up your style, to learn from other people, and to try new things. Because obviously, we may tend to stay in this one form of speaking when there's so many other ways that we can truly convey our points. So it's been interesting to just learn the different styles that people approach their various speeches with. And that's been really helpful in me being a part of different competitions.
Thank you, Toastmaster Thompson. Now, Toastmaster Jones, I can't forget you. I'm looking for you, Toastmaster Jones. All right, I found you. Now, Toastmaster Jones, I want you to tell me, what emotions did you feel before entering today's speech competition?
Honestly, it was a matter, the emotion I felt was a bit of excitement a bit of doubt, and a bit of determination.
What of the three did you say, would you say you felt the most and why?
Determination, like that determined feeling. And the reason being is because I always have that voice in my head that literally is just there, like, get up, just do it. Let's hurry up, get this done. Do it, do it, do it. Like that voice in my head is just constantly coaching me to just put my A game there and just get the job done.
Well, you heard it, Toastmasters and guests. Those were our three evaluation contest speakers. Now, our chief judge should be done with our ballot counters. Is our chief judge in as yet? Technical coordinator or DTM Williams, you can let me know.
No, sir.
No, they're still deliberating. All right, awesome. This is a wonderful time for my favorite segment of Toastmasters, table topics. So I'm going to give our first table topic to our timer since he's doing such a wonderful job and I know he's paying attention. I know I can call on so many names, but because I know that his webcam is on, he must be paying attention. So, to our timer, what was the best part of your day? What was the best part of your day, Mr. Timer?
The best part of my day was 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock because after a long hard day of work, I get to leave my place of employment and head home. It has been a very long day, a very hard day. And I knew I had to get to this wonderful meeting and assist you guys as timer tonight. So something to look forward to. And also, I love when it's raining. It relaxes me. So it was a nice ride home, although there was a lot of traffic. I still had a lot of, it was calming.
Thank you so much, Mr. Timer. The best part of his day is when he is headed home. Thank you for that. Now, I remember being in primary school and my teacher reminding me of our census, and she would have it on the corner of her board, and she would say, we have the ability to see, we have the ability to smell, we have the ability to taste, we have the ability to hear, and also we have the ability to feel. Now, I always wondered, what if we didn't have one of our senses? And if we did not have one of our senses, what sense would I choose to go without? So if you only had 4 senses, what sense would you choose to give up? Toastmaster Ernie Store.
Good evening, everyone. Toastmaster Jackson, as you said that question, I was hoping and praying that you called on me because I just related so much to that question, and I'm sure everyone can. This morning, I woke up in such a good mood, and the minute my first toe stepped out of my door and realized the difference in the air and the atmosphere, my nose went on full effect. My sinus kicked in, I was sneezing and draining all day long. And I work in a school, so of course, every child thought that I was dying. For some reason, children always think it's AIDS. I don't know why, but they really related and thought that I was sick. And I had to continuously explain to them, no, the weather change is causing my sinus to drain. No, I'm not sick. I'm not going to get you sick. I'm okay. So definitely, if I could choose to get rid of any sense, although I love the smell of flowers, I love the smell of my favorite food, I love the smell of perfume, just to avoid having to sneeze and take Benadryl so often, I would definitely give up my sense of smell. Thank you.
Wow, Toastmaster Storm, I didn't know any better. I would have thought that we planned this question just for you. You came prepared to deliver that answer. So thank you so much for your contribution here. Now, I can think of another question, and and I'm pondering on this. This was another question that I had when I was sitting in Miss Forbes' class at a very, very young age. She would always ask us, what came first, the chicken or the egg? And we would argue about this question for hours. But I want to know from you, what came first, the chicken or the egg, Toastmaster Shavado Gibson?
Thank you, sir. You caught me off guard with that one. Can you repeat it, Mr. Contest Chair?
Not a problem, Toastmaster Gibson. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Wow, in school, I think we were taught that the hold on, wait, this is a tricky question. Hold on, let me see. I think it had to be the chicken. Chicken have to come first, then the egg. Right?
I don't know, you tell me.
I think the chicken comes first because without the chicken there will be no eggs. And we like our eggs. And then it reproduced from there again and again over and over. The eggs become chicklets, the chicklets come the chicken, etc. For us to feast upon if we want to feast upon it, or for us to to have livestock with. But I believe chicken comes first. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gibson. So Toastmaster Gibson believes that the chicken comes first. Hopefully that brings some clarity. And I'm hoping I can call my friends back up from primary school and tell them that Toastmaster Gibson told me that the chicken came first. I see that we have our ballot counters back into the room. So that means that our deliberation has taken place and we have our winners. Now, I want to make sure, because I don't want to have a Steve Harvey moment. We are presenting the winners at the conclusion of the competition, right, DTM Williams?
That's correct.
Awesome. So let's go straight ahead into our next contest, our table topics contest. The purpose of the table topics contest is to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from Toastmasters training and to recognize the best amongst us. As previously mentioned, our interim Sergeant at Arms, DTM Ernesto Williams, and our Zoom coordinator, Distinguished Toastmaster Derek Garcia Roll. In accordance with Toastmasters rules, if you are online and you are in the session, you should be muted and your webcams in the chat should be turned off. Once again, we welcome our Chief Judge, Distinguished Toastmaster Leonardo Burrows, who will provide a brief overview of the rules for this table topics competition.
Thank you very much, Distinguished Toastmaster Jackson. All of our contestants have been briefed and they are in good standing with this club to participate in this evening's table topics contest. All of the contestants will receive and speak on the same topic, which will be selected by the contest chair or a designated Toastmaster. The chosen topic will be of reasonable length and requiring detail and not requiring any detailed knowledge that will lead into the conclusion of that presentation. These contestants will not have any advance warning or notice in regard to what that question may be. Contestants may use digital devices on their own to help them time their presentations. At the beginning of the contest, all of the contestants, except for contestant number 1, will remain in the room so that the contest will begin. They will be escorted and assisted to a holding room or breakout room by the Sergeant at Arms. At the conclusion of the speech, a 1 minute of silence will be observed to give the judges the opportunity to mark their ballots. The timing for the table topics contest is as follows. Mr. Timer, at the 1 minute mark, the green timing card will be displayed. At the 1 minute, 30-second mark, At the 1 minute 30-second mark, the yellow light will be displayed, and at the 2-minute mark, the red light will be displayed and remain on until the contestant has completed speaking. Any presentation longer than 2 minutes 30 seconds or under 1 minute 30 seconds will result in automatic disqualification. We also ask that the judges not pay attention of the time during this contest. Mr. Contest Master, let the contest begin.
Thank you once again, distinguished Toastmasters.
Both contestants have successfully moved to the breakout room. I will now join them, Mr. Contest Master.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Williams. Toastmaster Kareem Minnis. Can you give us a mic check?
Sure, testing.
All right, awesome. We can hear you. Are you okay with your webcam framing?
I think I am.
Okay. All right. Would you like to pin our timer?
Sure.
Okay, wonderful. So we can hear you, we can see you, and the timer is also visible. So let's begin. Toastmaster Kareem Minnis. Let's dance. Let's dance, Toastmaster Kareem Minnis.
In life, sometimes you have to dance. Sometimes physically, maybe doing a cha-cha slide, or maybe even doing something as simple as a Macarena. But there are times when you have to do it figuratively. And what that means is sometimes you have to be willing to go through challenges and to be able to do it gracefully, elegantly, and to be able to not only survive and be able to get through the dance, but be able to do it in a way that will not only amaze you, but amaze other people. And what that means is sometimes we're going to have to be willing to learn, we're going to be willing to fall. We're going to have to be willing to sometimes go through experiences that will make us question ourselves, question if we have the routine down. And that routine could be as simple as going through or being able to get through the day or being able to set yourself up for success and to be able to achieve your goals. But at the end of the day, in any dance that you do, no matter what happens, whether you rise and succeed, whether you fall, make it a part of your dance. That means that no matter what it is, you make it a part of your success, because without failure, you cannot have success. So in the end, I implore you to let's dance, because that is the only true way to live life. Contest chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Minnis. May we have 1 minute of silence for the judges while they mark their ballots. Mr. Timer, once again, you can give us a red signal at the 1 minute mark. Thank you, Mr. Timer. Mr. Sergeant Arms, can we have our second contestant, Toastmaster Daniel Jones? And if Toastmaster Jones, if you are in the room, can we get a mic check?
Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2, mic check.
All right, so you are present. Once again, are you okay with your webcam framing?
Yes.
Would you like to pin the timer? Done. Awesome. So we welcome our second Table Topics contestant to our virtual stage, Toastmaster Daniel Jones. Let's dance. Let's dance, Toastmaster Daniel Jones.
Look into my eyes and tell me I'm pretty. She said to me, good evening. The music is right. The body is tight. Your eyes locked to mine. As the rhythm hit us so gently, as the bass pump our chests, she pulls me close and whispers in my ear, let's dance. How can I resist such a beautiful flower, I thought to myself. Sure, she pulled me, wearing her little black dress, her shape, her wine, so mesmerizing, her perfume, enticing, her hair, flawless. Is this an angel? I thought to myself. No, she is a woman. Ooh la la, I thought to myself. We arrived to the dance floor. I started my little 1, 2, madu. 1, 2, shimmy, shimmy, boo, boo. And she started her throwing it back like a Cadillac. Ooh, ah. And as I turned around, reached in, pulled her closer for a kiss. Ding! The alarm went off. Time to get ready for work. Oh my goodness. It was all a dream. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Daniel Jones. May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballot. Timer, can you please give us a red signal at the 1 minute mark?
Hello everybody. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We're going through a break. I'll let you know when it's time for you.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Mr. Timer. So, Toastmaster Edwards, now it's your time. Can you give us another mic check?
Mic check 1, 2, 12. I think y'all can hear me, I hope.
Yes, we can hear you. Are you okay with your webcam framing?
I am all right. I'm okay with my webcam frame.
Awesome. Would you like to pin the timer?
Um, how do you do that?
Is the timer visible?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, the timer is visible. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So the time is visible, we can see, we can hear you, and we can also see you. So we formally welcome our third and final contestant for our table topics competition, Toastmaster Carlisle Edwards. Let's dance. Let's dance, Toastmaster Carlisle Edwards.
So let's dance, the last dance, let's dance, the last dance, let's dance, the last dance tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's so great to be here as your hip hop dance instructor. I know you've seen me on big screen doing things like the cha-cha and the Tootsie Roll, but tonight I want to talk to you about something very special beyond all of my dance lessons. I know I won America's Best Dance Crew by myself, so you think you could dance by myself, and Dancing with the Stars, and I'm not even a star yet, but that could be you too, in your last dance. See, life has many dances. It could be your beginner dance, your intermediate dance, your expert dance, or your retirement dance. Which one do you feel like you're on? And better yet, what can you do to level up? I always like to start off my classes by teaching you how to jump. Remember that old movie, White Men Can't Jump? Well, I'm here to tell you that I taught many white men to jump. And I could teach you how to jump too. So, where are we in the dance? We're probably down the middle. You just got your beginning stage going, and now you're feeling like you're intermediate, you're an expert. But my point is, it doesn't matter where you are in your journey of becoming a professional dancer, because at the end of the day, your last dance is your most important dance. This is your time to shine, and this is your time to prove once and for all that you know what you're doing. You're the king, you're the queen, you're the spotlight. You have royalty in your mind and body and motion. So please don't waste your last dance tonight. Contest chair.
Thank you to our third speaker, Toastmaster Carlisle Edwards. We'll now allow the judges 2 minutes of silence to mark their ballots. Judges, at this time, you will complete your ranking of the contestants. As a reminder, please print your name and sign at the bottom of your ballots. Make sure that you have clearly a contestant mark for first, second, and third, and then you're going to forward that copy to your ballot counter. The ballot counters will remain in the room until they have received all ballots, and then they will exit the room with the chief judge to tabulate. Timer, you can also send your timing sheet to the chief judge, and the chief judge will do as instructed. So we'll allow our 2 minutes beginning now. Thank you, Mr. Timer. Now we will have our ballot counters and our chief judge enter our breakout room. Judges, you should have already sent your information to our judges. And Mr. Sergeant Arms, you can let me know once the ballot count and the chief judge is in the breakout room.
Both the ballot counter and the chief judge have successfully moved to the breakout room.
Thank you for your work, DTM Williams. Toastmasters and guests, let's give another round of applause to our contestants for our table topics competition. So show them some love by giving a virtual reaction using our reaction icons. I'm sure you were entertained by their presentations. Let's dance. I'm sure that wasn't an easy topic, but they sure made it look easy. I see we have a few reactions coming through. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, Toastmaster Edwards, I want you to return back to our virtual stage. Can you unmute your mic and turn on your webcam?
Hey, can y'all see me and hear me?
Yes, we can see you and hear you. Toastmaster Edwards, thank you again for participating in our competition. And I want to ask you a similar question that I asked earlier, because I always struggle with competitions. So I want to learn from the best of them. What goes into preparing for a competition like this?
Well, table topics is very sketchy because you have no idea what to think about, what to speak about, and you have no idea what's going to go through your mind as you're trying to race to a finish line. I've noticed sometimes I try to fake it and fill in things instead of actually give a speech just so I can make time. Or I may try to eat things down and shorten my speech or shorten my train of thought just so I don't get disqualified, like I think I nearly did just now. So the best way to prepare for a table topics contest, in my opinion, is to just think of topics yourself or go about asking other people to think of topics for you and just speak. Just give yourself the opportunity to speak. I even found a document today that had 365 table topics questions. Some of those questions I blanked out. Like, why? Why am I doing this to myself? So my best advice to anybody preparing for a table topic table topics contest is to think outside of the box and think outside of everyone else's box while at the same time giving yourself as much practice as possible. Because the same way how there are these impromptu speech competitions, we have impromptu speaking to deal with every single day.
That's so true, Toastmaster Edwards. Now, Toastmaster Minutes, I want to ask you this next question. Thank you, the same Toastmaster Minutes, for participating in this competition. Now, I noticed that along your presentation, you gave us a little dance. So I want you to tell us, what would you say makes you want to dance the most?
Well, I'm a very serious, I mean serious lover of music, so almost anything could get me dancing. But just the right moment. You know, when you have that nice music on, you could relax. You don't have a bunch of children and stuff or people run through the house trying to stress you out, and you could just get in your nice comfort zone. That's what makes me want to dance because I feel free, I feel at peace, and I feel excited.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Minutes. Now, I understand that our chief judge and our ballot counters are back in the room, so I don't want to hold them hostage any longer. So we'll go ahead into our next session. And thank you once again, Toastmasters, for your contribution. So we'll go right into our international speech competition. Let's go ahead and get started. Speech competitions are a Toastmasters tradition. Each year, thousands of Toastmasters compete in the table topics evaluation and international speech competition. But what makes the international speech competition different is that winners at the district level proceed to the regional level, the regional quarterfinal level, and then to the World Championship of Public Speaking stage, where they have the ability to become our world champion of public speaking. Now, every year we have a champion, and hopefully we have a champion in this room as well, who can take Visionaries Toastmasters Club international. So the purpose of the international speech competition is to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers and benefiting from their Toastmasters training with hopes that it can be an encouragement to all. Like before, we have Distinguished Toastmaster Williams operating as Sergeant Arms. We have Distinguished Toastmaster Derek Garcia Roll operating as our technical coordinator, and Distinguished Toastmaster Leonardo Burrows operating as our chief judge. So I'll now invite Distinguished Toastmaster Burrows to give us an overview of the rules for the international competition.
Thank you very much, Distinguished Toastmaster Jackson. All of our contestants in the International Speech Contest have been briefed, and they are in good standings with the club and Toastmasters International. For this contest, all of the contestants are allowed to remain in the room, but once the contest begins, no new person will be allowed to enter the virtual space. The contestants will be speaking on topics that they would have selected, and each contestant has a time frame of 5 to 7 minutes for their presentation. Any speech under 4 minutes 30 seconds or over 7 minutes 30 seconds will result in automatic disqualification. With the assistance of our timer, the timing for this evening's contest is as follows. At the 5-minute mark, the green light will be displayed. At the 6-minute mark, the yellow light will be displayed. And at the 7-minute mark, the red light will be displayed, and it will remain on until the contestant is completed speaking. A minute of silence will be observed in between each of the presenters, and as was done in the other contests, each contestant will be allowed the opportunity to test their mic and check their webcam framing before the contest begins. Mr. Contest Master, let the contest begin.
Thank you once again, Distinguished Toastmaster Burrows. Toastmasters and guests, let's get ready to rumble! This is honestly, this is one of my most exciting competitions. So I take joy in being able to lead you through this competition. So let's establish our speaking order. Speaking first, we have Toastmaster Daniel Jones. Speaking second, we have Toastmaster Johan Hutchinson. And speaking third, we have Toastmaster Tamaz Knowles. Once again, Toastmaster Daniel Jones first, Toastmaster Johan Hutchinson second, and finally Toastmaster Tamaz Knowles third. So let's get started. Toastmaster Daniel Jones, once again, give me a mic check.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Awesome, we can hear you. Ken, are you okay with your webcam framing?
Yes.
Okay. So we can see you and we can hear you. Would you once again like to pin the timer?
Last time I pinned the time, I ended up pinning myself, so hopefully it works this time. Okay.
All right, awesome. So our first
Done.
contestant for our international speech competition, Toastmaster Daniel Jones. Hero, Toastmaster Daniel Jones.
Bruce Wayne once said, "You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain." Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster guest, contest chair, and everyone in between, good evening. Now, growing up in the 90s, early 2000s, I was fortunate to have a life before social media took control and ruined everything. So there were days after I did my homework, I brushed my teeth, may or may not have had dinner, that I was able to sit down in front of the TV and watch Cartoon Network, the good old days. Who remembers when Teen Titans used to come on? Totally Spies, Forces Home for Imaginary Friends, Code Lyoko, such, all these different shows. I'm not even talking about Tsunami, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who used to sneak and stay up just to be awake and watch TV 1 o'clock in the morning for a good anime that they still watered down because they're trying to be cautious. But we're not worried about that. The point is, we were still able to see awesome moments like Goku using the Spirit Bomb to try and take out Vegeta and still failing. So I'm sure I'm not the only one who was able to enjoy life before social media. So let's talk about Teen Titans, a show about kids, teenagers, trying to be heroes, trying to make a name for themselves, living in the house all alone, just themselves, trying to be heroes, going against some classic villains, one of them being Slade Wilson, also known as Deathstroke, one of my favorite supervillains. Being a hero in the cartoons basically said, oh, you have to sacrifice. You need to sometimes hide it from the persons you love. Sometimes you just need to be strong, even when you do not have the energy to go on anymore. I don't want to go there. But how can being a hero tie in to your everyday life? Now, of course, I'm waiting for Saturdays to see the different shows on Cartoon Network, CW Kids, etc. Sometimes Nickelodeon. We all know Nickelodeon was really good for SpongeBob and Fairy Odd Parents. But being a hero in their everyday life is using the morals from shows like, again, Teen Titans, Totally Spies and stuff. The whole right and wrong concept, the whole being just. Being a hero basically stated that, hey, I need to set an example for persons. I need to be a leader. But how if you're not being a hero for yourself? When you think of you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain, what does that mean? So you die a hero in everyday sense. You're doing the right thing. You're living as you should, as they say. You're doing how you tell the truth. You go to bed before 8 p.m. You get your 8 hours. Your 8 hours of sleep. You're doing good. You're supporting others. You're being a good friend. But what does it mean you live long enough to see yourself become a villain? Now, a supervillain in the cartoons that we grew up watching, someone who did evil things, stealing, robbing, same thing, but there actually is a bit of a difference. When they think of Robin, They're talking about big companies. You think of stealing, it's from your grandma, your niece, your nephew, your neighbor. We're not worried about that. Sometimes kidnapping, but you think of persons like the Joker, Dark Side, evil big bad guys. But did you know a villain to yourself is basically you're not taking care of who you are and who you want to be and who you're becoming? So to die a hero to yourself basically means that, hey, you put in yourself first and you do what's right by you. Yes, you can try and save the world, save everyone around you. But how can you do that if you're being a villain to yourself? You're not looking out for your mental health. Yes, be a hero, but you cannot save everyone. How can you save the world if you're hanging on by a thread? Pay attention, you're dozing off. I need you to focus. Don't focus on me, but focus on you. Because yes, we're sitting down watching our cartoons and we're sharing our snacks that we are not even supposed to be eating because mother wanted us to eat healthy, but we're cheating, of course. Because sometimes you gotta cheat in life. But that does not make you a villain. Now, when you cheat yourself out of an opportunity to be great, then you are a villain. So when it comes to being a hero, you have to put yourself first. You have to think positive, be healthy, be insightful. You have to eliminate the villains around you, persons who are toxic to themselves, because when you're toxic to yourself, you are toxic to everyone else. Now, you're growing up. No more watching cartoons sitting down in front of the TV. Now you're doing it on your phone. Instead of calling it cartoons, we're calling it anime. But it's still the same concept. You have your heroes, those who believe in themselves, who have their friends to support them. You have your villains who also believe in themselves, but they're doing things that are wrong. But you still look at this hero and villain concept as doing right and wrong. Instead, you focus on the aspect of a villain is a hero in their own eyes because they believe that they're fighting for someone or fighting for something. So at the end of the day, you are reminded to be a hero to yourself means to put yourself first. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Daniel Jones, for your speech. We'll allow the judges 1 minute to mark their ballots. Mr. Timer, the 1 minute mark, you can give us the red signal. Thank you, Mr. Timer. Our second speaker for our international speech competition is Toastmaster Johan Hutchinson. Can we get a mic check, Toastmaster Hutchinson?
Good day, good day. Am I seen and heard?
Yes, we can see you. Are you okay with your webcam framing?
Let's see. Just want to make sure you see it started up. Yes, I'm okay with it.
Okay, do you want to pin the timer?
I mean he's on my screen, so I could see him.
Okay,
Oh,
wonderful.
let me see if I could. I see him.
Okay, wonderful. So let's get started. Our second speaker for our international speech competition is in the person of Toastmaster Johan Hutchinson. It's been rough. It's been rough. Toastmaster Johan Hutchinson.
Management 435. Business law 355. French 104. Accounts 205. Economics 212. And statistics 301. Contest chair, judges, esteemed Toastmasters, guests, ladies and gentlemen, these are the courses that I subjected myself to taking in this fall semester at the University of the Bahamas, where I am currently at. And to be completely transparent, it has been rough. When people ask me, oh, how is school going, Johan? I'll tell them school is schooling. But do you actually know what that means? I don't think they actually know what that means when I tell them that. When I say school is schooling, it means I am completely and utterly drowning right now. I am literally more underwater than the Ocean Gate submarine. I mean, think about it. Why, in the 13th week of school, am I still learning things? My mind has already entered exam mode, and these lecturers are still trying to shove things into my brain. The things what I have learned during the semester haven't even settled into my brain as yet. I mean, will I still cram the night before the exam? Yes, but that's besides the point. Why do I feel as though this semester has been the roughest of them all? And I don't know. Well, for starters, four of my 6 courses this semester have been absolutely useless. Stats 301, Accounts 205, Economics 212, and French 104 have been hitting the Hulk Hogan leg drop on me consistently the whole semester. And if anybody knows Hulk Hogan, he is a 6 foot and 300-pound man. So that is not a light leg. I mean, these classes have had an absolute stranglehold on me. Now, you may be thinking, well, did you reach out for any help with the subject matter? The answer is yes. But even with that help, I find myself not being able to grasp the concepts. Sometimes there seems to be a point where I feel like I'm understanding a topic. Like you get that, oh yeah moment. Oh, that's how you do it. But when I sit down to take the test or exam, my mind goes more blank than a white piece of writing paper. Everything that was once in my mind has now been transported to another dimension. And I am left to try and beat my brain to see if I can scrap for points. French, I barely understand. Accounts been mashing me up since grade 11. I mean, when I took the PCSE, you know what I got? A E. And it wasn't only me one. The smartest person in class get a B. For the first time I took economics, I never grasped it. And statistics, I don't even want to talk about statistics. I mean, let it really dawn on you guys. 2 out of my 6 classes, I'm sure I'm passing. Management 435 and business law, passing out with flying colors. But in the other 4, I can't even keep my head above water. Only one time on this nearing 4-year journey, I have achieved above a 3-point a semester. Not once have I made president's list. Not once have I received honorable distinction. Why did I pick these classes? Why did I pick this major? Why did I come to UB at all? To succeed, to prove myself, and to make my parents proud. Those are the answers to those questions. Now, I'm not going to lie. These classes are not easy at all. But I also can't lie and say I do not want that degree. I cannot lie and say I do not want to walk across that stage. I cannot lie and say I don't want my parents, my family, my girlfriend, and my friends screaming my name saying, "Congratulations, Johan! That's my boy! That's my man! That's my grandson!" Everyone knows my Grammy, that I'm her grandson. Obtaining a college degree is definitely an achievement. While many persons do get, a lot never get to achieve in their lifetime. But I will not fall into that category. Hell, at this current moment, I'll be graduating in spring 2025 when it's supposed to be spring 2024. Now, I must admit, that was a hard pill to swallow. But I accepted that that is my fate, and I will graduate in 2025 with my bachelor's in business administration. I have 14 classes left on my contract. And I promised myself that I will pass every single one of them with flying colors. Shoots. Why just pass? I'm going to get an A in every single class, even if it means subjecting myself to unfavorable conditions like long studying sessions and visiting lecturers at their office hours. And even though this semester has been rough, I will not let it distract nor deter me from reaching one of my ultimate goals, graduating college. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech, Toastmaster Johan Hutchinson. We'll allow the judges 1 minute of silence to prepare their ballots. Mr. Timer, the red signal at the 1 minute mark. Thank you, Mr. Timer. We'll now move to our third and final competitor for our evaluation competition. Sorry, our international competition, Toastmaster Tamaz Knowles. Toastmaster Knowles, can we get a mic check?
Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, wonderful. Are you okay with your webcam framing?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Would you like to pin our timer? Toastmaster Alex Colley?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so we can hear you, we can see you, and the timer is also visible. So once again, welcome our third and final speaker for our international speech competition, Toastmaster Tamaz Knowles. Human Blender, Toastmaster Tamaz Knowles.
Imagine using a blending machine. For a smoothie, you will mix strawberry and bananas to make a fruit smoothie, or kale and spinach to make a vegetable smoothie. For food, people would blend ingredients roasted in an oven to make a warm tomato soup. Or for a dressing, people will mix vinaigrette, some seasoning, olive oil, and garlic to make a salad dressing. So we know that a blending machine blends. But what does a human blender do? Good evening, everybody. I'd like to explain to you what a human blender does by talking about expectations, perspective, and goals. Growing up, I had no expectation for bystanders or strangers. I had minimal expectations for acquaintances. I had an average expectation for close friends, and I had an above average expectation for a partner. Why do I have expectations? Because I know what I want and what I need at the time. Where did these expectations come from? They came from life lessons. I do not just experience the world, but my version of the world to grasp what I can find expectation from. So, for example, I cannot fully talk to a narrow-minded person. Why? Because the conversation is limited and is one-sided. A narrow-minded person not only doesn't want to learn anything new, but also disagrees on something that they do not understand. I do not expect my close friends or my partner to be narrow-minded, because expectations protect us from what we consider undesirable and unpleasant, from what we have learned from our life and educational lessons. What did I blend? How do you perceive the world? Is it a means to an end? Is it nature and scenery? Is it a work in progress that can be successful? Is it changing? What do you see? Perspective encompasses a lifeline of components. You have your emotions, you have your life, you have your struggles, you also have your experience, and you have a lot more. Having a perspective of the world can reflect on how you see yourself or a byproduct. So, in school, my perspective was school. I ate, I learned, I played, and I slept. I saw this as a routine that can never end. So I routed myself like a robot to continue my life in school. I learned, I ate, I slept, and I played. However, I did not enjoy until I saw a tear inside of this routine. These tears came from fun day, wacky day, field trips, college road trip. These experiences changed my perspective of what I saw school as. I now saw school as a place not to just learn, but to grow. I saw school as a way for me to connect with others, not just in school, but outside of school. Having a perspective can move you from having a stagnant or content mindset. Again, what did I blend? Next year, I have a goal that I want to find an online job or make a business online. Many may know and a few may understand I hate the routine of waking up in the morning to get ready for work. I'm tired. And with this, I have seen the advantages of working from home. And I want to take hold of these advantages like my life depended on it. But I needed a plan. I needed to write something down, something that I could think about, something that can make this process a reality. So I hate the routine of getting up for work in the morning, but do I hate work? No. Can I take a course online or go to university to get a step closer to this goal? Yes. Can my degree help me? Maybe. Can I keep up with achieving this goal with determination, discipline, and motivation to the bitter end? If I wanted this badly, I have no choice but to. How do I feel about this? I am frightened, but also curious. Work can be fun, and I want work to be fun for me. But now I gotta find work to see how I can find my fun of work. Again, what did I blend? There was expectation, there was perspective, and there were goals. So, what does a human blender do? A human blender blends You see this? No. Okay, I can read it. Emotions, experiences, your mental state, your physical state, your struggles, your trauma, your financial state, and your life together. In a blender. It blends them together to produce an answer. An answer that we consider to be true. An answer that we decided on. Our decision. And I need you to know that you are a human blender and you need to decide on what to blend. Contest chair.
Thank you for your presentation, Toastmaster Tamaz Knowles. May we now have 2 minutes of silence for our judges to complete their ballots. Judges, at this time, you will complete your ranking of the contestants. As a reminder, please print your name and sign the bottom of your ballot. Make sure that you have a contestant designated as first, second, and third, and then you will follow that ballot to the ballot counter. The ballot counter will then enter the room with the chief judge, where they will place our winners in their respective places, and then they will do as such. The timer, you can also send your timing sheet to the chief judge for consideration. Mr. Timer, you can now add 2 minutes to the clock. At the 2-minute mark, you can give us our red signal. Seems like our 2 minutes is up. So I'll now allow our chief judge and our ballot counter to enter the breakout room. Mr. Sergeant at Arms, you can let me know once the chief judge and ballot counter is in the room. And once they have returned, you can also let me know as well.
Ballot counter and chief judge have successfully moved to the breakout room.
Thank you so much for your assistance, Distinguished Toastmaster Williams. Now, we see we do have on the call Area 63's Director, Toastmaster Kareem Will Dream. Can you hear me, Toastmaster Will Dream? Paging Toastmaster Will Dream. All right, maybe he is not at his device at the moment, but that's still all right. I wanted him to give him an opportunity to tell us about the competition, the next stage. All of our winners that win here tonight will represent the club at our area competition, which will be held on Thursday, February the 29th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. Now, this event will also be a virtual event as well. So I want our winners to make sure that they are as prepared as possible for that competition, because I'm sure that will be an even more exciting competition. Now, Toastmaster Jones, Toastmaster Hutchinson, and Toastmaster Knowles, thank you too for participating in this competition here this evening. Now, like I said earlier, international speech competition, I resonate with this competition so much. I remember in my earlier days of Toastmasters watching so many winners. I can almost tell you, and I want someone to try and test me. I can tell you the I probably don't want someone to test me, but I can try my best to tell you the theme of almost every speech for the past 10 years. I've watched so much of them, so much technique and preparation, so much just rehearsing a speech over and over and over again, because I believe that is what makes a great speaker. So, Toastmaster Hutchinson, I want you to unmute your mic and turn on your webcam.
Am I seen and am I heard?
Yes, we can see you and we can hear you. Now, I asked this question to at least one contestant for each of our competition, and I want to launch this question towards you as well. Can you tell us what goes into making a great speech for this competition?
Thank you for that question, Mr. Contest. Well, for a competition like this one, to make a great speech, well, first of all, you gotta set aside time now to do the speech. So I know a lot of people, like, we are very busy lives, a lot of things we are doing, but you have to find time to set aside to craft such a great speech so you can deliver it to great people like you all. You also have to make sure you have great content, make sure you have relatable content so that it can translate well to you are speaking. You also have to give it your best. Don't do it halfway. Don't cut it short. Don't just put your all into it so that you can produce the best speech possible. Whether that be international table topics or, well, probably not so much table topics, but evaluation as well. You try to craft the best speech possible every single time, no matter what it is. Whether it's a contest like this or if you're giving a speech somewhere else as a keynote or something like that. So that's what I think goes into making a great speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hutchinson. Toastmaster Knowles. Are you there, Toastmaster Knowles?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. The human blender. The human blender. That is such a unique speech topic. Can you tell us what was the inspiration behind that?
Well, to be honest, I saw a blender at home and I said, blender makes food. What a human blender would do. In my mind, there's shoot ideas that could be a human blender. And that really brought about the human blender. I saw the blender and it's like, what a human blender would look like. Not some external that you can see, but some internal that you have to do yourself.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Notes. The human blender. That's definitely something I want to add to my tool belt. Now, I understand that our chief judge and our ballot counter is back. Is that correct, Mr. Sergeant at Arms?
Very much so.
Awesome. So, we are approaching the moment that we've all been waiting for. Before we head into that moment, let's once again congratulate our contestants for participating in this speech competition. We went through 3 competitions, 9 competitors, all vying for that one spot to represent our club at each competition at the area competition. Our evaluation competition, our table topics competition, and finally our international speech competition. So we'll go through the order just like how we did previously. Now, Mr. Sergeant Arms and Mr. Zoom Coordinator, whichever of the two of you would be in charge of this. Would we like to take our photos after each presentation, or would we like to leave photos for the conclusion?
Definitely after the results.
After each result. All right, wonderful. So first, our evaluation competition.
Mr. Contest Chair, can you give us just a moment to populate the slide?
Not a problem. Maybe I'll do some break dancing in a moment. I'll try some.
Mr. Chair, are you giving thanks or results?
Would you like me to give thanks, or would you want to give thanks?
On the screen for you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Dance.
Yes. All right. So I guess it's my opportunity to give vote of thanks. So I want to thank so much our contest chair for putting this contest together. It could not happen without the help of distinguished Toastmaster Ernesto Williams. He gathered the contestants together, he gathered the judges together, he gathered all persons participating in the competition, all persons behind the scene that you probably don't see that assisted in putting this together. So I want to thank him for that. And then I want to thank our chief judge, distinguished Toastmaster Leonardo Burrows. Now, if you know Leo, then you know he is definitely a hard worker. So he's always present, he's always visible, and he's always available to assist the members of our area, our club, and the district in general. And then distinguished Toastmaster Derek Garcia Roll, he's definitely our IT person. Every time I see him, he's moving in some area of IT. So he's definitely found his niche and he's found a way to excel. So we want to thank him for lending us his talents. And then our timer, Toastmaster Alex Cawley, he's been on point the entire session. So thank you for that, Toastmaster Cawley. And then operating in the Sergeant Arms role was distinguished Toastmaster Williams, again, in absence of Toastmaster Alonzo Austin. So I want to thank Alonzo for being willing, but I also want to thank Ernesto for being able to just fall in that place in his absence. And then our ballot counter, Toastmaster Cargill, thank you so much. Definitely an individual who operated behind the scenes, but her work is not unnoticed. And then our contestants, Toastmaster Thompson, Toastmaster Dean, Toastmaster Jones, thank you for being a part of our session. Our table topics contestants, Toastmaster Minutes, Toastmaster Jones once again, and Toastmaster Edwards, thank you for being willing to participate in our table topics. And then finally, our international speech contest, we had Toastmaster Jones, Toastmaster Hutchinson, and Toastmaster Knowles. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know that it doesn't take one night to prepare for these competitions. Sometimes it takes months to prepare that speech because you look at it over and over and over again and you always find something that you can improve on. So thank you for the time, for the late nights, for the sweat, and in some cases, the blood that you've put into ensuring that you gave your best presentation. And then our judges, our anonymous judges, these individuals, although never mentioned, they make sure that we have the best representing our club So we want to thank them as well. And then finally, you, the supporters and attendants who were there to support us through the entire session. We want to thank you as well. You may not say anything, but I know that you're definitely behind your computer cheering our people on. All right? So I think that I did a good job, DTM Williams. Would you agree?
Couldn't have done it better myself.
So
Don't forget the test speaker, though.
Yes, and our test speaker. Ooh, how could I forget our test speaker, Toastmaster Tisha Smith, for showing us that you have to do it even if you do it scared. That's one quote that I'll definitely take with me, and I hope to share that with my staff members as well. Do it scared, always. So thank you so much for that as well. Now, our Zoom coordinator, I think we should be ready, eh?
Yes, we're good. Let me just get down to the right slide. Just want to showcase the debonair chief judge and contest master once more, so everybody could
that's an awesome
revel
photo.
in, you know.
I love that photo.
All right, so we are ready.
All right, wonderful. So we'll begin with our evaluation competition. Make sure I go in the right order. So we're starting with third. So in third place for our evaluation competition.
Mr. Contest Master.
Yes.
One moment, please.
Okay, no problem. And I even brought my confetti with me. So you know I came. All right, Toastmasters, we are back. Just sorting out some technical steps to make sure that we have the best on our presentation. So let's get right into it. Our evaluation competition. During our announcement, we'll be announcing the second and the first winners of our competition. So in our evaluation competition, in second place, we have Toastmaster Daniel Jones. And in first place, representing Visionaries Club at our area speech competition, we have Toastmaster Charlie Thompson. I hope you guys saw my confetti. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Thompson, for being willing and being present here today. And we know that you will go and represent the club in your way, which is always perfection. Next, we move on to our table topics competition. Once again, we will announce the second and first place winner. In second place, yes, and we had no disqualifications. I didn't mention it in evaluations, but we had no disqualifications in evaluation. Once again, we have no disqualification in our table topics competition. In second place, we have Toastmaster Daniel Jones. And in first place, representing the club at the area competition, we have Toastmaster Khalil Edwards. Woo! Confetti, confetti, confetti. Thank you, Toastmaster Edwards. And we know, like earlier, you will represent the club in your way. So finally, our final competition for tonight, our international speech competition. And we had no disqualifications for this competition as well. So I would say we had a good night. So I'll announce the second and the first place winners for this competition. So our second place winner is the man who brought us the human blender, Toastmaster Tamaz Knowles. So that would mean that our first place winner, the individual who will represent us at the area competition, Toastmaster Johan Hutchinson. Great job, Toastmasters. And thank you so much for being present. Now, I want to make sure that we get an opportunity to get our photos. So, Mr. Tech Coordinator, you can take the lead on this and let our contestants know where should they be for the photos.
We can take the photos right here. I'll start with the evaluation contest. Our first and second place winners, if you will turn on your cameras, please. Let's see, Thomas Jones. Okay. Austin, can you do your camera landscape the other way around so I can get a broader? Yeah, landscape. All right, just step back just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Right there. Okay. All right. Open your eyes, Jones. Your eyes closing down. See, I get Thompson to smile. Thank you. All right. Now, for Jones, you might as well stay because you were second in the contest. Now, Edwards, where are you, Mr. Edwards? All right. Jones, hold your head up. All right. All right. Edwards, move a little bit to your left. Right there. I just want you to center up the camera. All right, thank you. Now for our evaluation, international speech contest winners. All right, there you go. Johan still can't believe it. I tell them call KPMG and Ernst & Young just to make sure, but they were satisfied with what they did. Congratulations, everyone. There you go. Thank you. Thank you very much, gents.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our winners. I hope that this was an opportunity for you to see the best speakers that our club has to offer. And I'm hoping that next time we have a speech competition as such, that we'll have more participants willing to step up to the plate and to be a part of this wonderful experience. Toastmasters is definitely that place where, as Toastmaster Tisha Smith said, you do it scared. Even if you're in doubt, even if you're not sure, the only way to get the play drawn up for you, as my uncle would say, you only players in the game get players drawn up for them. So you can improve your speaking as well with Visionaries Toastmasters Club. That was just my small plug for Visionaries. So thank you so much for joining us here today. We already gave the vote of thanks, so thank you so much for being a part. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of the evening. And with that, that is a wrap. Let's give yourself a round of applause. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.